Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for listening to our little show. It's called Sadie and Sean Have No Friends, and it's brought to you by one of our amazing show sponsors. We work with some great local companies and local businesses, and this is one of them, Cristiana Salon Spa, 10% off when you go in ChristianaSalonSpa.com. So thank you to them. Sean, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good.
Because
So good.
Taco Bell, because Taco Bell's bringing back some old favorites.
No, that not this time, unless you've
Oh,
heard of something, which then have
yes,
you
I
heard
have.
of
You
it?
want to hear about it real fast?
Yes, yes, yes,
Taco Bell
yes.
is testing out a new nostalgic menu at 3 locations right now. If it works out, then they're going to take it everywhere. One popular item from each decade. So I want to know if you even know what some of these things are. From the 1960s, they're testing out the tostada. You know what a tostada is?
Hell yeah, I know what a tostada is, but not
Everyone
from
does.
Taco Bell. That's from elementary school.
Yeah, that's
You
true. But
get
they get harder. The
okay.
70s. This is
Oh,
one that I'm really interested in because I have no idea what it is. The green burrito.
the green burrito. I've
You know
never
that
heard
one?
of it. Can you explain what it I mean, like, does it have had an explanation on your
Yes.
okay.
Refried beans, onions, cheese, and a green tomatillo sauce. It's the only one on the list that's been gone for a while. Looks like it was discontinued sometime in the 1990s.
Can I just say I love that Taco Bell takes these risks and comes up with these kick-ass ideas because no other fast food restaurant. Again, I'm going to go back to an old favorite. If McDonald's brought back fry sauce and the bucket of fries, there'd be a line up to Kalamazoo. But no,
No, there
they don't want
wouldn't.
to put the effort in. But Taco Bell is always coming up with stuff where I'm like, yes.
McDonald's is actually doing something nostalgic right now that my grandma would be doing backflips for. I would be taking
What?
my grandma, if my grandma were still with us, I would be forced to go pick her up every day to take her to McDonald's right now so that she could get these things. They're collector glasses. And she
I love
insisted
Sean Grandma stories.
every time McDonald's did something that they called collectors, she felt like she had to get them. And so I'd be at McDonald's eating lots of Big Macs right now, getting my grandma collector's glasses. God rest her soul. I'm not going to collect them for her. She would
So
have to be
my
here for
question
that.
is, when your grandmother went to heaven, what did you do with all the collectibles through the years that she had collected?
I have to be really careful with how I say this.
Okay. I don't know
Because I
why I'm
don't know who
whispering.
listens to this, and I don't want to feel like I'm shit talking, even though I kind of am. So
I'll shit talk too. Go.
all right. Well, so here's what happened, and it's kind of a long story to get to your answer, but the long story is nutshell as I can make it, is that my grandma had two kids. There was my mom, and then there was her brother, and my mom's brother, so my uncle married, and I love my uncle, but he married a woman who she was a good woman. I think she had a good heart, but for whatever reason, she didn't like me. She didn't like me. I think that maybe because my grandma and I were so close, she had this preconceived notion, and I can be honest in telling you I wasn't, but I think she had this preconceived notion that maybe I was using my grandma because we were so
Oh.
close. And she came into the situation late. She just didn't understand that we had such a good connection, and we were just she
Well,
never
what?
said those words, but I got the idea that maybe that was the case. So anyway,
Okay.
my grandma passes away, and uh, at one point, she said everybody can come over and they can pick at the stuff that they want. And I didn't
The
really,
who said that?
my aunt, who
Your
kind of like,
aunt. Okay.
she kind of handled the whole like my grandma dying situation, which I thought was weird, anyways, because she's married into this relationship, right? She's
Yeah.
not, but she was always the go getter. Like she always felt like she had to set up the
Did
family
your grandma
dinners.
like her? Tell me what that vibe was
Yeah,
about, if we're
I
being
think
honest.
for the most part, I think she liked her.
Okay.
I think she thought she was overbearing. This is the same woman who, and maybe rightly so, but the same woman who forced my grandma the last year of her life. She lived in a nursing home, and my grandma always was very, very, very adamant that she would never go to a nursing home. She did not want to go to a nursing home. Don't make her go to a nursing home. Well, she fell a couple of times in her last house, and this aunt made her go to the nursing home. Anyways, she ended up liking the nursing home, I think. But when she
I remember that time in your life where you would talk to me and be like, "I gotta go see my grandma." You were very concerned about her.
she was old and she smoked a lot, so she had very bad emphysema and asthma and lung problems, and she was going downhill quickly, and she probably needed to go to the nursing home. But there was a piece of me too that was like, man, somebody would take her in. Do we have to put her in a nursing home? Maybe maybe she shouldn't live alone, but does she have to go to a nursing home? Anyway, she passed away, and it was kind of like, come pick at this garage and get the stuff that you want, and there wasn't really a whole lot left. I don't know where most of the stuff went. I didn't want any of her stuff, if I'm being honest. I
Yeah.
didn't want any of it. I did get one thing. My grandma loved her computer. She was a very tech savvy old lady at 80 years old, and so the desk that she always sat at, it was like her couch. She didn't sit on the couch, she sat at the desk, and she was always on her computer. I got that desk, and I still work at that desk to this day. And so that's a sentimental desk. That's all I got. But I don't know what happened to all the McDonald's stuff. I don't know what happened to the beanie babies that she promised me that I was going to get that are worth
Does
nothing
your
and I
mom
didn't want.
know? Does your
I don't
mom
talk to
know?
my mom a whole lot
So
either.
this is
Maybe I'm
birth
the
mom.
problem. I'm like a common denominator. Yes. Like the common
Okay.
denominator here. Don't get along with the aunt. Don't get along with the mom. Maybe it's me. Anyway,
Everyone hates
so I
Sean.
don't know where all that stuff went. I have a feeling it went to the Goodwill or the ARC store, one of
And think
those kind
about
of
it, your
places.
grandma would lose her mind from the other side if she knew that someone took her treasures to the Ark or the
Probably, but my
Goodwill.
grandma also loved the ARC and the Goodwill, and so there's a piece of me that's like, all right, it's kind of a full circle moment. She got a lot of junk from the Goodwill, so it's only right that
Like
she
the
gave some
circle
of
of
it back.
life.
Yeah, she gave it, and so I'm okay with it. I'm not sad about it, but I do wonder often, like, what happened to all that stuff? Because she had tubs upon tubs. She had this whole basement area that was just filled with tubs of Beanie Babies and tubs of McDonald's shit that she collected over the years because she insisted that at some point she was going to get rich off of this stuff, and she would have went to the grave still believing that, and so she would have been at McDonald's getting these cups right now. But back to Taco Bell. The green burrito is from the 70s. From the 80s, they're bringing back the Mexi Melt.
Why did I react that excitedly? I didn't react that excitedly when my niece got engaged or when my other niece had a baby. I was like, that's wonderful. But you tell me that this is coming back. I'm excited. I know what this is, but explain to the folks who maybe have a good diet and
So
don't
my
have,
little article, my article says here, fans have been howling since they pulled it in 2019. It was around from the 80s until 2019 when they got rid of it. It's a soft taco with beef, pico de gallo, and a mix of three cheeses. Once again, proving once and for all, that Taco Bell only has like 7 different ingredients, and they just find
yeah.
different ways to reuse them. I mean, why did they ever get rid of this? Because all of those things are used in a taco. It's just a different way to make a
It's
taco.
brilliant marketing. You take it away. I think the McRib tastes like shit. But when I hear the McRib is gone, maybe never to return is how they put it. I always think, damn, I think I want a McRib. And then when the McRib comes back, what do? I fall back into it where I'm like, the McRib's back. Gotta go get one. And then I eat it and I'm like, ugh, ugh. But it's weird. It's like food amnesia. What's
It's
next?
true.
What's in
Well,
the
they did the same
90s?
thing. Taco Bell, by the way, did the same thing. This is not from the 90s because it's back right now, but they did this thing with the Mexican pizza. Remember when they pulled that? They created all
Yeah.
kinds of demand. I've never seen a fast food item where people went so crazy over it when they got rid of the Mexican pizza and then they brought it back. There was demand. And yeah. All right. From the 90s, the beef gordita supreme.
Ooh, yeah.
This
This
is
is
the
my
one.
okay, go.
Sorry, this is a menu item that also brings back memories for me because Taco Bell did a thing with collector's items, and it was surrounded around this menu item. The collector's item was the Taco Bell Chihuahua dog that says "Yo quiero Taco Bell," and they used to give away
Yes.
plush ones, and you could squeeze them, and they would say different things. One said "Yo quiero
Yeah.
Taco Bell," one said something else, and Grandma had all those, but it was all around the beef gordita supreme back in the 90s.
I love your grandma. I used to work at Taco Bell back when I was in high school. I loved it. I loved it so much. It was such a fun and easy and fun job. It was awesome. So I kind of highly recommend at a young age working at fast food because it teaches you about people and different dynamics of how to deal with assholes and how to, but it's fun. It's a fun job to have. I don't know in my 40s if it would be as fun to work at a gas station Taco Bell, but I remember then it was really cool.
There's days at my job where I'm just like, man, I do it. If it paid right, I would do it because it's one of those jobs where you don't take it home with you, right? Once you're done slinging
Yeah.
tacos, you're done slinging tacos. You don't have nightmares about it.
Do you have nightmares about work?
Well, when you live and breathe your job and it doesn't stop, then yeah,
Yeah.
it's always on your mind. Anyway,
Okay, okay.
you know what
We're
I
getting
think
too
they should
deep.
bring back though, along with the beef gordita supreme crunch or whatever the hell that thing is called. I don't know why the Yo Quiero Taco Bell dog hasn't come back. That's
I
one of the
don't
most memorable
know.
pieces of marketing in the history of all marketing, not just fast food. Like, why did it die off in the 90s and never come back? Because they brought back everything else. They need to bring the dog back.
And I think that the dog is, like there's never going to be a day where the community doesn't love an adorable talking dog. Do you think it's from being woke? Do you think maybe they're like, that's stereotypical because the dog does speak in a Spanish accent? Do you think they're now, and sadly in 2024, do you think people would be like, that's racist? Do you think?
It's a Mexican food restaurant with a Mexican dog
It
speaking in a
doesn't matter,
Mexican dialect.
Sean. God, think of other people's think of other people's feelings. No, I just
It
wonder
would
if
be
that's
weird
why
if
it
the
hasn't come
dog didn't
back.
have a Mexican accent and it spoke in English like a white dude.
Yeah.
All right.
See,
And
that's why I think it hasn't come back.
from the early 2000s, here's what they're bringing back, the one that excites me the most because I consider myself an apple pie connoisseur, and Taco Bell's was really good. The caramel apple empanada, it's coming back.
I didn't even know it was gone. I don't think I've actually ever had a dessert. I'm not a big dessert at fast food places. But
I
you know
am,
what
but
they speaking of menu items that they get rid of and then people go into a deep dark depression. My dad loved McDonald's birthday cake pie, confetti pie. It's something that they only do like once a year, and it's a pie but it's got custard in it, and that's he loves it so much. He could eat the pies all day. He's a very fit individual. If you look at him, you wouldn't know that he could eat these pies all day, but he always gets sad when those go off the market.
yeah,
Why
same.
do they
Not
do that?
not that pie. I don't. I think that some of those things there's not a ton of demand for. Like they do the Shamrock Shake only around. It's a mint green shake only around St. Patrick's Day, and I think that it drives demand. The rest of the year, it's like people always talk about pumpkin spice lattes, right? Why don't Starbucks just serve them all year round? But I
Yeah,
think it's
well,
because
they
there's hype
do,
around it. No, they don't.
right? Don't
No,
they?
it
You
hasn't
can't
come back.
in
Actually, the news came out yesterday. It's coming back on the 22nd of August this year. That's when you can start getting your pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks.
Oh, that's never been a thing for me. But you know what? I love this drink at Starbucks, and I've never been a Starbucks person. So when people were like, I have to in the morning wake up and go to Starbucks, I'm like, damn, that's insane. But now I have to wake up in the morning. But I like this refresher drink, and it's got water and it's got strawberry flavoring, and then it's got fruit in it. And I am like obsessed. It's $6.03. And every day I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna go back. It's a
So
problem.
I'm on these pills again here lately. Uh these I started lifting some weights and moving around a little bit because it's been a busy summer and I got away from it for the last month and a half or 2 months. And so I started these pills that worked really well. And basically what they are is like green tea extract. It's all just natural stuff that the vinegar, apple
No
cider
Shilajit
vinegar.
yet?
No, she legit still. But
Okay.
anyways, these pills have caffeine in them and they have a lot of caffeine. And there's a strict warning on the bottle that says when you're taking these pills, don't drink tea, don't drink coffee because you'll overdose on caffeine. It's just too much caffeine. And so anyway, last night was a rough night of sleep for me. Just lots
Because
on
of the
my mind
caffeine pills?
and couldn't sleep. And so this morning I took the caffeine pills because I'm taking the caffeine pills. And when I'm on them, I don't drink coffee. But I was so tired because I did not sleep at all last night that I needed some coffee too. And so I took the caffeine pills and then I stopped at Starbucks and I got one of their most caffeine-ish drinks. It's the
Like an
nitro.
espresso?
It
Oh,
yeah.
that's like a power drink, right? One of those
Well, it's
energy
cold brew
drinks?
it's cold brew coffee, but they run it through nitro and it makes it velvety smooth, which is really cool. But it also, for some reason, it like amps up the caffeine in it somehow, I guess. And so, dude, I and I still kind of do right now, but it's wearing off a little bit. But I felt like, I don't know if you watch Beavis and Butthead or if you've ever watched him, but at one point he's on a plane and he finds this old grandma and she's got these pills, and I don't know what the pills are, but he eats them all. And then he just like he's all like crazy on this
And
plane. And
that's been you all
I
day?
felt like that today, like for real, like felt like I need to shake.
That's no good. Does it scare you at all? Because I used to, when I worked early in the morning, I had this really bad habit where I would have I would have a Red Bull. Every morning I'd have a Red Bull. And I am like, every time I drink it, I'd be like, I'm throwing a dice. I'm playing cards with the devil. I could at any moment just have my heart explode. So I can't believe you're taking caffeine and then you're drinking super smooth nitro coffee that's like put through night. That's insanity.
It's not very smart. And I
Do
won't
you ever
drink
have
Red
like,
Bulls. I won't
do you
drink energy. I won't drink energy drinks because I get heart palpitations. Like I feel like it's
okay.
going to beat out of my chest. When I have one Red Bull, it feels that way. But I don't have that problem like with coffee or these pills. Like I feel like I need to pound my head against the wall. I feel like I could
Maybe
run
you
through
should
a
go for a
door,
run
but
around the building.
no heart palpitations. I don't have that problem. I have a lot of pent up energy right now. That's it.
Okay.
I'm still
Um,
tired. That's the problem though. I do this to myself. It's not the first time I've done it. I've done it before. And I still feel tired. Like I could lay my head down right now and go to sleep, but while I'm awake, it just makes me feel like I'm Hulk.
Well,
So it
I know
doesn't
you're
solve my
scared of
problem.
blood and needles, but you need to go get your blood drawn to see because you're at the age where you're starting to get a little older. And maybe I'm sure your testosterone is just like, you're probably a lady if we're being honest, it's so low. You need to go in and get that regulated because that regulates, sex drive. No?
I'm good. I'm good on testosterone. I've had it checked not that long ago. I actually have stronger levels than most people my age of testosterone. That's not the
Just because I
problem.
called you a
The
lady.
problem, the reason that I feel like I'm tired, and I don't feel like I'm tired most of the time. I feel like I'm tired today is because I didn't sleep last night, and that's a natural cause of not sleeping, being tired.
Okay. Um, are you done talking about being tired? Can I just jump in with something really quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Are we done talking
Okay.
about fast food?
Shit, really quick, we'll jump back onto that, but I want to thank another show sponsor really quick. Thank you to Garage Door Service and Sales. Go to garagedoorserviceandsales.com. I'm sprinkling in the ads just here and there throughout the conversation. We're trying different things with this because it's only 30 minutes, but we do have to make a living here. So thank you to them for being a show sponsor. Now, back to the fast food, because there are lots of things that they have taken away from us. And but you're saying now we're getting some back. So what
Well, that's
was
Taco Bell.
1990?
That was the gordita thing with the dog. We're done with that. I know you were deep in the heart. You have 30 minutes a day where you have to work and you still have to be deep in the heart of your text messages and miss that whole piece of the conversation, but we did it. We're done with the Taco Bell thing. By the way, let me remind you though, before everyone, because I feel like the general population of people that listen to this show are in Colorado. This is only in California right now. They're testing it out there, and if people flock to Taco Bell in California because they brought all these menu items back, then they might do it everywhere else.
Okay, thanks for that.
I just don't want somebody to show up at a Colorado Taco Bell and then be pissed at us and never listen to our show again because they were like, dude, you told me that the Mexamelt was going to be back and my Taco Bell doesn't have it. And you got to go to California. Sorry, bud.
Okay.
There was other news yesterday that was intriguing to me, though.
Okay, go ahead.
This won't happen for a while. It doesn't sound like it could happen anytime. But they've created the technology now where TSA,
Yeah.
you can start bringing more liquid through.
Oh, I don't care. Anytime I go on a trip, I always just get the tiny little bottles and then I just I'm use them and I'm done. Women who bring like $300 bottles of perfume, those are the best to see in the airport line when they're like, "Excuse me," and they're like, "You got to toss it." You gotta toss
I
it.
saw one actually. It's funny you bring that up. The very last time I traveled, they did that to a lady, and she was like, she thought she was going to convince this TSA agent to feel bad for her. She's like, "This is a $500 bottle of perfume, and I do not have time to go back to the check-in line. So you're going to make me throw this away right now?
She's
$500? You're
like,
going to make me
yes.
throw?" The TSA lady's like, "I'm not making you throw it away. You can leave and find a different place for it. You can ship it back home. We have a shipping option now, but." I can't let you through here with it. And the lady's like, "I don't have an option right now. I'm gonna be late. $500, $500." And then she like slams it in the trash can. I was like, I
Oh,
got a
I
little
see.
time. If you didn't just break that bitch, I'd have dug it out of there and try to sell it on eBay.
Speaking true like your grandma. That's where you got the gene from. No, I was thinking that too, where I'm like, if she threw it in the trash, I'd walk up and be like, give it to me. I have enough time where I can go to my car, put it in the glove compartment and run back. And yeah, you're right. Put it on eBay, you psycho. Who brings a $500 bottle of anything? And,
I don't even know if that's real. It was probably a Walmart perfume bottle, and she thought that somehow she was going to convince this lady to randomly let
it
her
would be
through.
like,
Like,
oh,
it's
she's
not going to happen.
rich.
Yeah, this is not going to happen, dude. Like, shut up, move on, Karen. It's going to be all right. But I found it interesting because, of course, it's 3 ounces right now, and it's been that way for 20 years since 9/11 happened, and they made you start checking your liquid before you would go on a plane. It's always been that way. And so I wondered if it was just going to be that way forever, but they've invented this new technology. It's a new scanner, and you can bring up to 2 liters, 68 ounces instead of 3 ounces through the TSA line. And the technology's here, it's ready to go, but it's going to take them up to 16 years to roll it out. So we won't
Okay.
have it until 2040, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, you have it, you can build cars in a day, like
Now, this
cars
is
that
coming
drive
from a,
themselves, but you can't
yeah,
figure out the scanner?
16 years. I don't
16
think
years.
16 years for that to tell, that's stupid. I say we give all that money that would be to us being able to take a little bit more of our perfume onto a plane. Let's put that money towards like cancer. Let's work on that problem over
No,
there
quit acting like
instead
you're
of
some
like,
sort of hero.
what? You're saying I'm a hero? Thank you, Sean. That is so sweet. No, but I mean, wouldn't you be honestly, when you hear about projects like this, aren't you like, what the hell? Why is this even a, and you're right, 16 years to figure this out.
No, they figured it out. It's figured out. You
But it's
never
gonna take
listen to me. It's
16.
figured out. It figured
No,
it's 16 years to get to the airport.
that's the, how can you not do it in 60? Even though I feel like DIA, which is our closest airport, is constantly doing something. It never ends.
Have you
And
been to a
so,
sporting event lately or a concert? I'm assuming the
no.
answer is no, knowing you. They've got new technology like at Mile High Stadium and Ball Arena where the Nuggets and Avalanche play, where
Yeah.
you know how you used to have to take all the stuff out of your pockets and then
Yeah.
walk through the metal detectors. Now you don't have to take it out anymore. It's like, I think it's like X-ray technology. You just walk right through. No one stops you unless the thing goes off and it goes ding, 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 ding. But that's metal, anything. Like, all it's looking for is weapons. And so the technology's coming a long ways. I feel like maybe in the next 16 years, along with the bottle technology, maybe we can stop like taking half of our clothes off and taking our laptops out of our bags and all of that. Like, we're just gonna walk through a thing, and it's
Sean, I don't think if the liquid thing is going to take 16 years, by the time we get around to shoes and belts, we're going to be dead. We're going to be in the grave. We're never going to live to see that world where we no longer have to take our shoes off anymore, because apparently airlines move at the speed of smell. And so it's just, don't get excited.
well, maybe there's gonna be some guy that's probably gonna have to, like, they look the X-rays that look into your bag and they can see
Yeah.
everything. It's gonna be an X-ray that looks on your body, and he's gonna be able to see all your parts, and he's gonna think that's a really cool job because he's gonna get to see all the girls naked until I come through or somebody else that he doesn't want to. And he's like, dang, for
Long Dong Johnson.
every hot girl that I get to see naked, I have to see 40,000 people who I really don't want to see naked.
I would do that job though, wouldn't you? I'm a
Of course
curious
you would.
gal.
I'm
I
not.
would. Yeah, but you know
Nope.
what? If they were like, "Uh-oh, Sadie, we found something in the photo and now you got to put some gloves on and, do a check." I'd be like, I'm not going to do that part, but I'll take a look as people go through. Nothing would be more fascinating all day than being like X-ray vision. It'd be so great. And I'm talking about not even just looking at people. I'm talking about like in their bags. I would love to be one of those bag people, whereas they go
Imagine
through,
the
they
shit
look.
they see.
I know that's what I'm talking about. Like,
These people are going on
oh,
their honeymoons and stuff. There's some freaky shit in there.
I know. I'm obsessed with that. So
The
I guess
bags
what
would
I'm
be all right.
saying,
Yeah,
if
the bags would
the
be cool. I don't want to see Big Bertha naked. Don't want to do it.
I would do it. Call me a hero. If
I
Denver,
have twice today.
If DIA wasn't so far away, that would be my new career. I'd be like, when do I get to the training about X-ray and naked people?
Have you
And
ever met a TSA agent who's happy? Because I haven't.
I'd
Pretty
be the
sure that that's
first.
the
But I
lowest job satisfaction in any job that you could possibly find. And I don't think you get to be
really,
just the X-ray guy. Sometimes you got to be the X-ray guy. Sometimes you got to be the pat down guy. Sometimes you got to be the take the ID guy. You do it all. And those people are not happy people. They're not happy people. They're grumpy and they're mean every time.
I think the government should put money into hiring attractive pat down people. I think it would calm people the fuck down if like a hot big boobied chick was like, and then there was like a dude with a six pack and he was like super hot and he's like, ma'am, I gotta pat you down, I'm afraid. Like a George Clooney. We would all be like, it's fine. Yes. Search extra because I may have
I get
drugs in
it,
my
dude,
butt.
every time. Every time I'm the one that gets picked to be patted down, just like the random pat down, and he's like, I gotta rub the back of my hand up your crotch. It's always a dude, and it's always a dude with like a giant hand too, and it
If
makes
it
me
were a
feel even less.
lady, think about like if it were a really sexy lady, you'd be like, oh, all
I
right.
wouldn't, because then I would. What happens if you pop a boner in the middle of an airport? That's embarrassing. It's less embarrassing to have a big dude with a hand that's 20
This
times the
plan
size
is
of your
getting
Johnson
even better.
and your wiener turns into a turtle and it goes into its shell. That's not embarrassing because no one can see it.
Okay.
Only the dude who's patting you down knows that you have a little wiener at that point. Everyone else in the airport doesn't. And you got a hot lady patting you down, you get a boner, and now everyone knows what you're packing. That's more embarrassing. I don't like that idea. It's a bad idea.
I love the idea. That's my next career step, announcing it now.
Good luck.
Hey, we only have a couple minutes left, and I have gotten messages literally from people who are so passionate. And I know what you're going to say, Sean. You're going to say this is old, stupid news, but there were some of us that saw this live, myself being one of them. And I sat there and I thought, is this for real? And I'm talking about at the Olympics, the breakdancing competition. I didn't know breakdancing was an Olympic sport. B, the woman from Australia, she see that's what I was looking at. Yeah. Australian breakdancing lady. First of all, the best memes are coming out of this because I'm pretty sure I could beat her in a dance competition.
Somebody
And
said she trained for 37 minutes total for her routine. 37
I would
minutes.
not have needed even 37 minutes. It looked like she just went out there and rolled on her head a bunch. Now, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe and I'll be playing video of this as we're talking. But they're saying that this, like, what was up with that? And
It made
she's
a
gone by.
mockery of her.
My
It made a
God.
mockery of her sport. If I was a
Yeah.
real break dancer and like I meant and I was passionate about it, I would be pissed that they let her do that because now fools like us are talking about it. We're joking about it, and something that a lot of people probably take really seriously is turned into a joke, and they're not
Yeah.
bringing it back for the next Olympics. And I don't think it's
So
necessarily because of her, but a lot of people probably assume that it is.
I would assume that it is. She pretended at one point to be a kangaroo and she jumped around with a pouch. And I shit you not, it's the
I
best
saw.
thing that ever.
I
It was,
saw.
did you see it?
Yes.
You did. I
I
saw it
mean, I think
live.
anybody that has the internet at this point has probably seen it. I didn't see it live, but I scroll on TikTok and it's all that pops up.
And if you ever see, like, especially with like TikTok, you'll see these dance troops where and those are amazing dancers where it's like, how did they do that? They dance so beautifully. And then this chick's jumping around like a kangaroo. She was rolling around on her head. It's just the weirdest. So I believe we could probably put this to bed now and all agree that that was the best fucking thing if you caught it live in the history of since Janet Jackson's boobie popped out. That was then. This is the new one of those where if you saw it live, magic. I loved
What
it.
I think needs to happen, I've been thinking this for a while. They need to do a Napoleon Dynamite 2. We're due for Napoleon Dynamite 2, and he needs to do that dance. He needs to recreate the dance that she did. I think it'd be perfect.
Also, really quickly, something that we didn't talk about was what the ending. We talked a little bit about the beginning. Did you watch the ending of the Olympics where they
I
did that?
watched I
It
love the
was
Red Hot Chili
stupid.
Peppers, so I watched their performance and I watched Tom Cruise do his little stunt thing that didn't really feel that stunty to me. It felt like,
He jumped off a wall
yeah,
on
and he had
wires
a
and
wire. Like I'd do it.
yeah. Well, it's like going to Fremont Street. Like, dude he just went to
Yeah,
Fremont
he had
Street.
a zip. He went on a zip line. Good for him. It was probably lots of
But
fun.
what does Tom Cruise have anything to do with the Olympics? That we
L.A.
absolute
L.A. It's the L.A. touch. They were trying to. They did a whole bunch of French things, and then they did a whole bunch of L.A. things. And Tom
I think
Cruise is
that's
like the
weird.
face of LA. And then so is Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. They're from LA. So they performed the Red Hot Chili Peppers from LA. So they performed as we pass the torch from France to LA. That's the idea, I
I
think.
just wish we would have picked Tom Hanks. I think we picked the wrong Tom because I think that Tom Cruise is the face of Scientology. I don't think he's the face of Hollywood necessarily. I think you got to get someone, especially now in 2024, you got to get like a Ryan Reynolds or somebody that's like super relevant. Tom Cruise is just kind of known for a lot of people by a lot of people as kind of the weird Scientologist guy. So we will sign off for today. Thank you so much for listening. And we want to push you. That's right, push you to go onto our social media pages. Across all of them, we put the pet of the week. It's brought to you by our friend Casey's Pest Control Services. Casey Zimmerman is the owner. And he's just great, locally owned and operated. I found this weird ass caterpillar. It looked like an uncircumcised penis. Color wise, it looked like a penis. It was weird. I took a video and hopefully he can help me out with that. It's probably a caterpillar, but anyway, so be sure to check out the pet of the week. This scraggly little dog is so cute. Mile High Canine Rescue. Am I forgetting anything, Sean? I don't think so. Have a good day.